Another episode of the Blathering live. Sometimes I wish I was dead, but here we are on a heavy news day. But I don't mean that in just terms of sadness. There's always sadness in the news, but in just terms of, man, there's a lot of things going on. And I'll take a swing through it with producer Steve, but holy moly. There's actually some good news. Kilmar Braga Garcia freed from a federal immigration detention center, his attorney's office is saying. We have a, jury going, yeah, no, we're really not going to indict Letitia James. We said that. We're not going to. That's not a good idea. A lot of stuff like that going on. We took a pirate. We were pirates now. We're talking about producer Steve. We're going to make piracy great again. We also got all of us now are going to have the ability to make characters from Frozen fuck Darth Vader. And I'm saying that in the first 5 minutes of my show, so YouTube's definitely going to demonetize me. Who needs money when you can just live in your car? Producer Steve, it's a Thursday. And this is Fruit Juice, and I wish it was something stronger. How are you?
Happy Thursday, Ken. How's everyone out there? Thank you as always. This is Eggnog and Jameson, so it sounds
nice.
like that's what you need on a Thursday. Yes, I am excited to be here, to be talking about the things happening in the world with you. I hope things get better for us both over the next hour, Ken. Let's dig in and have fun and enjoy ourselves.
I've had a good day until about 25 minutes ago. I've got computer problems. Can't afford to get a new computer. I have 4 computers. Okay, Steve, only one is working fully properly. Only one is at 90% power, and that one's starting to go. My PC, I can't even let it. In 3 minutes, it resets automatically. That's why I can't stream video games anymore. This is this gaming laptop that is now, I can't run websites with ads on it in the background if I'm trying to read the news story. It starts to shut down everything else. And then my MacBook is from 2018. You know how old MacBooks are from like 2023? Mine's from 2018. I can't do it anymore, Steve. I can't do it anymore.
Well, you're the technology may be hanging on by a thread, but Ken, like you said, there is some good things happening in the world as well today. So let's try to be glass half full and try to hang on to that little bit of good and be happy about that. There was plenty of bad, but there was some good too.
What's good in your life? I'll throw it back at you.
Okay, well, what's good in my? I mean, it's been a not so crazy start to the holiday season here on the home front. Things are actually going well. We've got friends in town that we haven't seen since since college. So it's been a nice little experience.
Okay.
I have 2 healthy kids so far, so knock on wood on that. And I saw the Secretary Noem get run out of a congressional hearing today because she said she's never deported anyone. And then there was the face of a Korean man who had been deported, who was a combat veteran. So, yeah, I mean, not everything's bad, Ken.
I kind of passed through that one quickly today. Did it really go down have you ever deported veterans? No. Well, we got one right here. It played off like a game show. And that's really all these fucks need to, that's how they need to be treated. A giant poster of her with a really blown up image of her with not the greatest lighting, totally on purpose of the image that they used of her to just be saying Noem lies. And then, it was basically, they asked her straight up, have you ever deported a combat veteran? And she said, no. She's like, well, looky here on Zoom on an iPad is from joining us live from Korea. Is a man you deported to Korea. Purple Heart recipient. Yeah, that was funny. What did she say? Did she have any response? Hamina.
It's a lot of that, but he had a criminal record from a few cases in the 90s that were, misdemeanors. I think they were substance abuse related because he had PTSD from, serving in Panama and getting 2 Purple Hearts. Yeah. And so we kicked him out of the country, apparently, even though he'd been here since he was 7 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but never forget, and thank you for your service. If you don't say that, you're an asshole. But this is what our government does to them. That's great. Okay. My mood's already improved, Steve. Can I? Okay. This isn't a Ken gets tells you to not wear polo shirts thing. I want to know. Friends come to town. You haven't seen them since college. I like this. I like this idea. They're staying at a hotel.
Yeah, they're not with us. They're not staying with us. Right?
Good. Okay.
Family
All
nearby.
right. What is that like? What are you doing? What are the activities?
So today was a meeting of the babies, right? Because we've had a baby, they've had a baby both this year, so it was the
Oh,
first time the babies had seen each other. So the girls did the whole holidays and things and photos with the babies and all that kind of stuff, right? So I was working, right? So
Okay.
I wasn't here for this, but I heard it going on in my house, like down the hall.
Right.
I heard my
Right.
dog barking like a maniac. And then me being the incredible husband that I am, Ken, this consists of tomorrow. They're going to go out and do the girls' night thing. I'm going to watch my babies. Their friend's family is going to watch her baby. And so
Okay.
I'll be single dad duty all night tomorrow. And
Okay.
she'll get to go out and Uber home and do whatever she wants and
Love it.
go to bed at 2 a.m. And I hope she had a good time.
This is great. Okay, cool. I was just wondering. Every time I have like friends come to town, I give them an hour. And I'm like, we'll meet for lunch, and that's about it. So I'm intrigued though, because one time in 2008 I went to my friend in Texas and I stayed at his house and we had like 3 days. It was a good time. I'm not saying bad. I'm just saying I don't know what to do with it.
The kids thing is a different dynamic. Like once you
have
kids into the mix, it kind of forces a lot of hands. So
yeah, okay, no, that's great. I love that. Asked, answered. Thank you, Steve. December 19th at Flappers. I'll be live headlining a great show, 7:30 p.m. if you're local. Man, I really want you to come out. I really want to sell this bitch out. Can I say it like that, Steve? Shout out to anyone coming over from Culture, Faith, and Politics with Pat Conkey. And I've dropped 2 F-bombs and said bitch in the first 10 minutes. And you're like, you're not, I'm going back to Pat. But by the way, everyone, please check out Pat and I going live every Tuesday. It's been a lot of fun. And Pat and I have some good things we're cooking up there. Anyways, I'm headlining this show. And then Jason Kay, Grace Cosmeyer, Carter, Parton Rogers, and Joseph Scrimshaw. I just saw Joseph today. And he's planning up some cool stuff there. And don't forget, you can go over to Moon Ages on YouTube. Our lyrics visualizer video is up for our new song, End of the Road. But check out End of the Road. Get it on Bandcamp. Listen to it. Let me continue to chase the rock and roll dream. I don't. This isn't, I pulled off of this being a news heavy program, Steve. Right? I just don't have a lot of time to get into the weeds. I can't afford to pay you at all, let alone full time, to produce notes on the news. Like a lot of these other shows where it's like people people digging in the news, they have like 5 people writing notes for them, right? So they get to sit there and be like, well, here's, the issue about, we don't have that. We're gum and, mud holding this thing together.
I'm typing things out on the notes app while I'm feeding a baby.
Yeah. And I was like, I was going to dig into this Disney Open AI story, but then I realized, fuck, I got to rewatch that Game of Thrones episode because Jared's going to call in tonight and we're going to talk about it. And I watched that instead of digging him. So I'm not a news expert. I react emotionally. But I guess I acknowledge on many times I've acknowledged, and I'm done having the conversation, but I do use AI for some things, and we can have those conversations about what actually is and what is blah, 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 blah. And I think that's important to have because I have a lot of friends of mine who I just sometimes want to sit them down and be like, you sound dumb. Stop yelling about things. But this thing today is now pushed me. Disney has signed this large, very lucrative deal, 3 years, to license characters from all their franchises in films with OpenAI. There are supposed restrictions, and both companies, because companies you can trust, Steve, these are companies you can trust, vowed to protect the artists behind these things. So I don't know. There's always been fan fiction. I think Detective McCarcel said it in chat. Nerds have always made fan fiction. And again, I go back to last week and I said it's okay to maybe occasionally bully nerds. Okay, fan films are some of the worst things ever created. We shouldn't allow those anyways. But I just despise. I despise them. I always have. If you're gonna here's why, Steve. If you're gonna take the time and money it is to make something, go make something. Don't make your own Han Solo film. Don't do it. Go make something. Go create a new character. Go do that. Otherwise, like, what are we doing here? What do we do? Just go play Battlefront if you just want to reenact your own story of Star Wars. Anyways, I'm an a-hole.
I was worried there was like a late '80s experience you had as a
No,
child that was like
this is all through and all through the all through Jedi Council. And again, I don't want to talk Star Wars on the Blathering. No one call in with Star Wars questions. I don't want to talk Star Wars. No, I brought it up. I brought it up. I like the break from Star Wars, but I don't think I fully explained. Like all through Jedi Council and early Force Center days, people will be like, "Hey," they'll email me, "Big fan, big fan. I made a Star Wars fan film. Could you review it?" And I just ignore it because I don't want to see your badly acted fan film bastardizing these characters. But now Bob Iger does. Now Bob Iger is looking. In fact, he's going to show it on Disney Plus. And Steve, I want to have a serious discussion about this. How many times is Darth Vader going to have sexual intercourse with other characters? That's what I want to know. What are they doing here, Steve?
I have so many questions, Ken, and I have a lot of similar thoughts on this as you. Again, we don't need to get into the serious stuff on this, but I do. I have concerns for. I want to see the roster. First of all, it's 200 plus characters, like you said. This is $1 billion over 3 years. Like you said, the whole Disney umbrella. So like Pixar, it's going to be cars and X-wings having intercourse. Like this is not something that we need to be seeing. Here's the thing. Bob Iger Iger has found a way to monetize your shitty fan fiction. So
yes,
that's why this is going up, because now he said, oh, so we can give them the tools to make the shitty fan fiction that we've already now convinced them looks okay because we've put out this generative image AI stuff into the market and it's being socially accepted en masse by the masses, not by people you talk to online, obviously. But unless it's a McDonald's ad in like the Netherlands, but the Coca-Cola ad you see out today with the polar bears and shit, there's a ton of AI in that. Anyways, so they've used that to kind of break the ice a little bit, right? And now it's going to be now you're the storyteller, you can choose the destiny of all this kind of stuff. They're going to lean so hard into that kind of shit, and then just cherry pick the things that are like, oh, we can get we can put this on Disney Plus and people will watch it and get X number of subscribers. So it's as
I think And I want to.
Here's my other question, though. I'm sorry. Here's my other question.
Like
we said, characters like Elsa or whatever. That's an animated person. That's not like a likeness of somebody, right? Darth Vader is a dude in a suit, as in, you know what I mean, like the likeness of Darth Vader, the guy. I'm not talking about the character. I'm not. Come on, don't shoot at me, nerds. But what I mean is, so that's fair game. But Luke Skywalker is Mark Hamill, right? So like, at what point is it? If I'm Mark Hamill and I'm like, okay, sure, that's Luke, but that also is me in 1980. Like, I can show you a picture. That's, hey, that's so that's where I'm confused on some of the lines. And I noticed there is a roster. There's like a stormtrooper, Yoda, this, that. And like Tully says, characters built around actors. People have no say in this will not benefit from it. Yeah, exactly. This is part. I don't know. I don't
strike.
I'd be interested. Are they getting a slice? Like, is anyone whose actual likenesses in this getting a slice? Because
I do want to. I absolutely want to know that. Absolutely want to know that, because that was one of the issues of the strike. That's one of the issues other companies, including Disney, had fought against. Some people using AI or shutting it down. Even that numbnuts in the Star Wars YouTube world who made his fan film or tried to, and it was going to have Luke in it. And Mark Hamill, publicly commented, I have no permission, that kind of stuff. I'm wondering. I don't trust these companies, comic book creators who create, characters in their comics, and the comics go on to be made into movies. See nothing from it here. So that's something that's always been at stake here too. So I gotta. This is what I was starting to do. Poor Laserbolt thinks I was talking about him. Laserbolt says, you said you liked my Star Wars vids. Laserbolt, you don't do fan films. You do wonderfully endearing, charming sketches online in Star Wars, pastiche. I'm talking about the people that go spend a lot of money and go out to Joshua Tree for the weekend and shoot something called Tatooine Nights. And it's like Boba Fett comes back. And Han Solo it's dumb. It's dumb, and just as dumb as these AI videos are going to be, and that's where I'm at, Steve. Pushing beyond nuance, pushing beyond, if I outline an essay with AI, that does not mean I use AI to write, and I get really upset at my friends that assume that because they've never touched it, so they don't understand something they're criticizing. But we're just going to have to mock this stuff incessantly. We might have to find Bob Iger's house and just mock him with a bullhorn for the rest of our lives.
They'll egg his house like they did the offensive coordinator. So
I'm not opposed to this.
To do these things. I mean, he hasn't been fired yet, so
Steve.
We haven't seen that level of bullying, whether or not it's actually worked yet. But, but you're right. I think that is how this is a $1 billion. First of all, I'm kind of surprised it was only $1 billion. If I'm going to be honest.
I mean, we just approved a nearly $1 trillion military budget act thingy. You know,
sure. But it just that was one of the things that kind of caught me off guard. But the other thing is, you're right. If this does get relentlessly mocked, if people don't watch this stuff from a mass kind of acceptance point of view, then they're not going to pursue something that isn't profitable, right? They're doing this because they think that it's going to get accepted as a just kind of a new way of doing things, the way that, they're going to say, oh, well, CGI and Photoshop, that's not real either. This is just a progression of all of that is how it's going to be argued. Not, theft, which is in a lot of ways what it is when you're talking about the imagery-based art creative type stuff. Mm-hmm. However, if we ever want to have a more nuanced opinion on conversation on AI, I'm here for that, because you're absolutely right in that there is different levels of this, because machine learning, large learning language models, these are generative AI. These are all not the same thing. And so I think AI bad, while I understand those opinions, there's more nuance to this. But on the creative side of things, I'm with you 100%. Couldn't agree more. But I think when we're looking at how, again, from someone who is adjacent to this space, when you look at how artificial intelligence is used to data crunch and manipulate pools of data to do research and create models that do a lot of very important things. Again, I'm not going to go on a soapbox and do stuff. We're looking at two different, totally different sides of a spectrum.
But I'm getting grumpy at blue sky people is what I'm getting grumpy at.
I don't blame
you. who have this, if you've even touched AI, fuck off. Like, I have friends personally that know that I just want to say, fuck off. You don't know what you're talking about. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's not just the Disney of it all and the OpenAI of it all. It is the slop peddlers. We're all going to be, as a creative person, I'm losing out to these folks all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And this is bad. These aren't artistic people. And I think we can start to mock them for not being artistic people, not being creative people. That's my game plan.
That's how you turn the game around them, right? Because the argument from the mass slop creators, as we could say, is, oh, well, we're just monetizing this thing. This is just another way. We, as the people consuming it, the free market, that's the opportunity to reject it. And that's how you beat that, is by, and that's why the blue sky people are so loud, in my opinion, is because they're kind of like, hey, no, we have to put, but you're right in that there's also a line. Like I said, there's a line to everything, but that is how this stuff gets rejected, is in the commercial space, in the creative space, rejecting it from accepting it socially thing. And I think we're, like we said, with that McDonald's ad getting pulled, that's a big deal.
No, I am encouraged by stuff like that. And that's why I get tired of caveating and explaining. But it's just like, I am against this full on against this stuff. Full on of it is these are the Cybertruck people trying to be creative. These are the hack comics trying to be creative. Right. Like, these are the folks trying to get laid up and leg up on it. And I think that's now with this and Disney trying to, basically going, I don't know. This to me is like, fuck, this Napster's pretty popular. What if we did iTunes? This is like that kind of thing to me, which is dangerous because it could change and stick. Or like you said, hopefully we can all look at it and go, I don't care how realistic it looks that Will Smith is eating that spaghetti, but we don't need this. We don't want that.
But like Napster, we saw when government regulation stepped in. I can't believe I'm actually caping up for the government in this sense, but this is an area where we're not going to get in this administration, but common sense regulation for this kind of stuff is extremely important to protect people's intellectual property, to protect theft in all sorts of different ways on in the creative spaces. That's not going to happen because we're seeing like them completely push back against all those ideas. But those are the kinds of common sense regulations I think our government should be.
Right. Well, and then I have my New York Times free subscription that I can't access because I don't pay for it anymore. But the headline, it was right before going to air, 4:42. Trump signs executive order to neuter state AI laws. So there you go. We got the government. We got the government.
Fantastic. And then Time. You saw the Time cover of the again. We can get off the news whenever you want, but the Time cover of the year was AI Architects of AI.
Yeah.
So.
But again, the Time people, again, Hitler was the person of the year, not because they were like, good job. They were like, he's the most talked about fucker of the year.
We were the person of the year in 2006, Ken.
We were. Anyways, I got a bee in my bonnet tonight. Anyways, just like, so I'm mad at everybody. Not you, Steve. Not laser.
No. I'll be the punch. No, I will.
Not laser ball.
I will be. I'll be that big giant tree trunk. You chop away at the wood. I'll take it out here and.
Yeah.
It's,
it is what it is. It is. It's just insanity out there. And I want to be part of the solution. That's why I love working with Pat Conkey, because I just want to be on a solution show. But this is a yell show. This is a yell show, Steve.
The blathering. I mean, that's pretty.
It's the blathering.
Yelling.
God damn it. Oh man. You know what I need? I just need a full-on pizza and slippers. But I feel guilty about that. Feel guilty. Steve, how do you deal with when you give yourself the joy or the pause from everything, the rest you need, and then that causes you to beat yourself up more? How do you deal with that?
Oh, I'm horrible with that. I can't. As soon as I sit down and actually if it, it's 10 o'clock at night, the house is dead. I have a cocktail poured. I'm going to sit down in front of my computer, play video games. 10 minutes in, as soon as I start to enjoy myself, once that dopamine hits, it gets punched in the nuts by this feeling of absolute, you're a lazy asshole. Why are you not doing something else to improve everything around your life situation or be better or all that? Every time. Yeah.
Every time. I was very proud of myself. I did exercise today, and we're going to have science here in a couple of minutes. Addie's going to come on for a science segment. We're talking about runner's highs, which is something I've never experienced in my life.
Same.
I am not a run. The shin splints I get, the breathing problems that emerge, and the boredom. Anytime I go out would try to go run, 2 minutes in, I'm like, this is the most boring thing in my life. I can't do it. Running ain't for me. Walking is, but it's funny because walking could be, but I'm not in pain. Maybe that's the difference. You get bored when you're in pain, when the muscles on your shin bones are ripping from the bone. You're like, this is boring. But
it's the opposite of shower thoughts, really, because it's you know what I mean. You feel like you're in a Zen state and I'm being productive in the shower. I'm putting together a list of shit I'm going to do. And when I'm running or I'm working out and I'm exhausted, I'm just I kind of feel like you did in the first 5 minutes of the show. So
yeah, there you go. Kingsport House says the runner high is real. I got it from running from the police. He said it. He said it. He said it. What else is going on out there, Steve? You had a holiday question. Where was you had great notes today? Oh, we're gonna unveil the Blather bracket tonight too, as well.
Yeah, that was the holiday thing. Yeah, so we'll unveil that bracket that we'll do next week, right? We'll do that on the 18th show, I think is what we'll do. And no, the other thing in the news today was we're pirates.
Oh, we're pirates. Yeah, we're pirates.
Yeah, we're pirates now.
Ho, 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 a pirate's life for Trump. What? Yeah,
in the Caribbean. This is exciting.
Yeah.
It's one thing if we were if we seized an oil tanker off of Greenland, this is way less cool. But the fact that we're seizing ships off of Venezuela, this is the good old days. This is back to the good shit.
What did we do with it once we got it? Did we know that? I saw the helicopter.
It's 1 million barrels of oil, man. We're throwing that shit right in the gas tank, baby.
Yeah. Did we just take that? Did we just take that?
I mean, we're gonna go through the legal means, of course, according to Hexeth and Gnome and everyone. But, we're absolutely. That's gonna be that thing literally straight into Air Force One, just from the tanker into Air Force One.
The new air for the $400 million Air Force One.
The new one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we're going to talk about it on Anytime a little bit tomorrow. We're going to celebrate Alden's birthday tomorrow on Anytime, belated birthday celebration, big 30th tomorrow. But he raised he was like watching the clip that we all were. And I think Jon Stewart also put something great out there of, so we could just go take over those fishing boats instead of just blowing them out of the water because we took over this tanker. Okay, got it.
Okay, wow.
Watching.
It's hard to land a Black Hawk on a fishing boat, but hey,
you can with a claw. You got a $1 trillion budget on the way. Use a claw. Alden asked the question of like, are these guys, on these military teams, are they going for it? Are they kind of like, do they believe in this cause? And I did not serve, but I don't even think it's about the cause for a lot of these folks. I think it's just it's a family connection. It's a community, and they want to be part of that. And that's what when they get out, they miss. And that led to a lot of the stuff with the anti-vax rallies and then January 6th. Like that's in that book I was talking about. The storm is here. So I don't think it's a matter of them going good or bad. I just think they're like, hoorah, it's another day in the fire pit.
Yeah, I can't speak too much on either. I mean, one of my parents was in the Army. But so in talking to them about this, the very close to what you said, it's like it's a different mentality, especially the people that are like active. There's a lot of civilian type jobs that serve that are, that are up in arms, a lot of things. But yeah, for the folks who were doing the things like rappelling off of a Black Hawk in the Caribbean, that true believers isn't the right way to put it, because I think that's kind of, that kind of.
I don't think they care the cause.
Right, because because I don't think that's necessarily it's their job. That as callous as it sounds, I mean, that's kind of how a lot of them see it. Again, that's just that's a third degree of opinion from someone. So
yeah, no, I just think it's part of the fun, right? It's part of the fun. Like I told the story with the firefighters when I saved the farmers market from burning down, and they were like, "Hey, could you let it burn next time?" Well, this is why we joined, and we don't get this anymore because there's anti-fire systems in it. You just happen to have a building from 1934 that might go. Could you just let it burn a little bit? Like it's, back in the security days, working alongside police, everything. Like we loved when we got to go chase someone down and throw them into a gutter. We didn't care about if it was good or bad. That's why we were not working at Barnes and Noble. Right. That's when I saw the clip today too of like, yeah, no, they're not going to question. They're not going to question it. They're going to have fun and do it. And we'll deal with the rest later. Make piracy great again. We got oil.
We are. I mean, yeah, we got one, and they said we're not done too. So this is, setting a precedent.
Brady asked a great question. Did I get running tackling highs in security? I did not get running highs. There was. I'll tell you a true story. It's gruesome. You want a gruesome story, Steve? I'm sitting in my office one day at the farmer's market, my security office, just chatting with an employee. And I was at the farmer's market. You don't know the layout, but there's the famous Grove Shopping Center owned by Rick Caruso, who ran for LA mayor. That they were on our property. They rented from us. My friend was the security director there. I was the security director at the farmer's market. I'm sitting in my office, and the president of the property comes running in, and she goes, "There's a jumper at the Grove. We got to go." And so every so often, someone will jump off the parking structure at the Grove, tragically. And this person did. And I was running to get there. And I was running. And then my ankles, Steve, blew the fuck out. And I stopped. And I just stopped. I was like, he's already dead. And I just walked. I just walked over to the scene. And unfortunately, a young staff member of the Grove got there first, and I knew it wasn't good because she was green. The poor thing was green. She might still have nightmares about that. And I was like, if I enjoyed running, I might have got there first and saved Brooke from the incident. And that's to answer your question, Brady. No, I did not get runner's high. Tackling highs, yes, a little different. That's a different conversation. I'm going to talk about that. I told Alden today that everyone needs to get punched in the face once. Yeah. Because there's no greater thrill knowing that you can survive a punch to the face. Because it's not about the violence. It's about the, Oh, I had a fear of that. No one wants to get punched in the face, but I did, and it's okay. Wow, I can take on the world. It's an uplifting, inspirational thing.
Yeah, context. I guess there's. But without getting into it, I've had 2 instances where this has happened to me. One in which I was just getting my ass kicked. The other instance in which I was actively like able to fight back.
Yeah.
And in that second time, you're right. There's that adrenaline because it really is like the first one hurts, and then as soon as you throw one, and then your hand kind of starts hurting. All of a sudden, your face doesn't hurt anymore, and then you just want to you just start swinging like a crazy person, and then your face doesn't hurt till later on afterwards, like when everything is over.
The adrenaline.
Yeah. But
yeah,
if you're unable to defend yourself very well and you're just on the receiving end, all of that is out the window. So.
Yeah. There you go. Laserball says, I agree. A good punch is needed. I'm not saying go punch people. I think Laserball's talking about punching people at bars or bears in the forest, which Laserball has probably done both. I meant it when I told Alden this morning. I said, there's 2 things. I was joking around. There's 2 things that make a man. There was one thing I won't say here, and then another thing. I was saying, getting punched in the face, and it wasn't like you need to be shut up or need. It's like hands on hip, like, oh wow,
right.
All my life I feared that, and that's good. It actually, I feel alive. I feel alive, Steve.
At the same time, it also makes you not feel the whole. It gets rid of that whole like invincibility aura of youth. In
oh
sense,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but I think that's what
never experienced it. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think people think that. Yeah, no, we're in the same boat. I think
so. Yeah,
let's go get punched tonight, Steve.
Yeah, it's. Oh, I've been punched. I don't need to experience this again. It's been like 15 years, but I'm good.
Steve says I've been knocked, or no, you're Steve. King Sport House has been knocked unconscious. Yeah. No,
never that.
Starting a Blathering Fight Club, says Brady. No, we got the Blathering Health Club in the Discord. Weird show tonight. I'm in a weird mood. I am not. I kind of don't want to be here tonight, but it's not about you or the show or the people. I just kind of. It's one of those nights where Steve, you just punch out, not of life. I'm not suicidal, but like you ever just want to be like, I don't want to contribute anything to the world today.
Yeah, just want to flip the table and go home. Yeah, I've had plenty of those days at work when I've had people call me and say, hey, you know that thing you did for me last year? I want you to do that for me again. I want you to do more of it, and I want to pay less money for it.
Oh, yeah.
You can go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's the kind of day I had. So
we got Addy with science here in just a second. Going to get that going. Big win for Addy on Christmas movies. I just got that clip out ready. It's going to come out tomorrow. By the way, folks, I know you already, if you're watching the show, watch the full show. You don't need to check in on the clip outs, but if you see him, give him a like, give him a hype, try to build that thing up to maybe get more eyes on the show. Addy did an amazing job. That comeback, that was Patriots versus Falcon level comeback at halftime in the Super Bowl. It was great.
They say 2-0 leads the most dangerous lead in sports.
It is.
Back. Good for
God
her.
damn it. Dog fan Jim. Unfortunately, he likes college football, but he says, thank you for the generous super chat. This might buy you a slice. So glad I can share your pain. Hang in there. I kid. Watch the sports you want to watch. We got Malcolm, the obscure essayist, 1948. I love that username. Hey, Ken, hope you're all right. Clearly, I'm not tonight. And in the holiday spirit, I was wondering, with you as a radio man considered the best holiday song covers? Oh, also the Celtics coach agrees about getting punched out. Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Played dodgeball with the Celtics coach once.
You what?
I played dodgeball with the head coach of the Boston Celtics.
How did that happen? I'm going to look up Christmas covers. I'm going to look up Christmas covers. Oh, you were in college together?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Very happy for you.
Yeah. I lost, but it was emasculating. But yeah.
How bad? Why was the loss emasculating?
So I was at the rec center with the friends. We were doing some pickup ball. The basketball team. He was on the basketball team at the college that we went to, and they were very upset because it was either the women's basketball team or the women's volleyball team was using their facility for like an actual game for some stupid reason. So they got pushed to the rec center, and they were pissed off. And so they saw us after our pickup games. We used to do floor by floor dodgeball in our dorm. And so we were doing our floor by floor dodgeball tournament. The basketball team saw us playing, and they went up to coach and said, hey, can we play dodgeball with the freshmen? And the coach was like, yeah, but I have to watch. And so the coach stood there and watched us and then so when we were like, we split them up, we were like, no, you guys don't get to play against us. We get to like, we have to, this isn't fair. So we split the basketball team into two sides with us. And yeah, I got my ass kicked in that game. But yeah, Joe Mazzulla was on that team. That's my Joe Mazzulla, Boston Celtics head coach.
You know, I love stories like that. If you only knew. All right. So I'm looking at, this is a great question. I'm trying to look at Christmas covers. I got to tell you, I don't know if I have an answer to this. Oh, I do like Bruce Springsteen covering Santa Claus is coming to town.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
We used to play at the radio station all the time. I'll play it for 2 seconds here. Oh yeah, I'll get fined already. I don't even know if y'all can hear that. I'm looking at a list. I just did a search for like best Christmas covers. I don't think I have an answer to this. I like Christmas songs. Miley Cyrus covering "Happy Christmas, War is Over." Spice Girls covering Christmas rapping. I've never heard. I love Christmas rapping the song. I love the Spice Girls. I just don't know if I like that together. I'm gonna have to check that out. Do you all have? I want to give an answer to Malcolm here. I don't know. Christmas Baby, Please Come Home covered by Mariah Carey because I love the U2 version. I'm really concerned about it. I don't know. I haven't thought about this, Steve. Do you have a Christmas cover?
I'm trying to think of one. I don't have really any good one, like any ones that I really think of. I know like Elton John did a Christmas song with Ed Sheeran a few years ago. I like Elton John a lot. Remember, I'm not a music guy. Music makes me sad, so I like even Christmas.
And songs. Christmas music. Well, Christmas music is particularly sad. Addie asks what constitutes a cover.
Just right.
Well, Addie asks what constitutes a cover, and in general, I think the answer is pretty easy. But in Christmas songs, it's tricky because a lot of the originals from 40s, 50s, and earlier, whatever, like were clearly written by other people, but Frank Sinatra might be attributed to one that was a cover. It gets a little muddy. I think anything after like 1960, 65. When it was like, it's Christmas time, Beatles, can you go record a Christmas cover? Like, I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I think, if you're doing a song, especially if you're doing a Christmas song that like someone else has recorded previously, period. Like, even if you're just doing a different rendition of whatever it is. Right. But you're right. A lot of Christmas songs are sad. Like Dave Matthews has a Christmas song. It's sad.
Does he?
Yeah, there's just a lot of sad.
I mean, does Counting Crows' Long December count as a Christmas song? Because that's my favorite one.
Oh.
Dr. Addie likes Barbra Streisand's Jungle Bells. She quickly corrected herself to Jingle Bells, but I think we should hear Barbra Streisand's Jungle Bells a little more. I think that one should come through. I think I want to hear that one now. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Cal jumped in. I'm going to let Cal just live his life. Brian Tiller asked, do the Jackson 5 have covers? Yeah, I don't know. I have trouble supporting the Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson or anything with their dad. But yeah, that's a good question. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's do, I want to do some science here. I want to get on to get GOT as well. We got some fun. Addie checking in here tonight, professor of smart things. And she's going to explain runner side. Addie, how are you doing today?
I'm really glad you didn't bring me on about 30 seconds earlier. I would have blown out your sound screaming at my television. How are you?
Oh, gosh. What were you watching? The Apprentice?
Thursday Night Football.
Oh, there's a game on. Who's playing tonight?
My boys.
Falcons Bucks, is that right?
Oh, okay.
Right?
I think I had to start Kirk Cousins tonight, so I need him to do well. Okay. All right. Well, don't spoil the score for Will McLean. How are you doing, and what's going on with science? I'm fascinated with the runner side because it's something I acknowledge is real, but I think it's a myth.
So to be fair, I am a runner. I don't think I've ever experienced the runner's high either. Okay. At least not the way that people talk about it. But it is a very real thing that we're going to get into. That was mostly taught to me by Elle Woods, great mind of the 21st century.
This is your second Legally Blonde reference in 2 weeks here. Is this?
I think it's going to be the same Legally Blonde reference, though, Ken.
Okay. I liked the movie. I got no problem with the movie.
The runner's high is very simply broken down by Elle Woods. Although we're going to find out it's not quite true, but exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, and happy people just don't kill their husbands.
Right. That was the reference. Okay. I like it. All right, take me through it here. What is this?
Let's break down endorphins. So the name endorphins come to us from the combination of the words endogenous and morphine. Endogenous means that it is endogenous means that it's from the brain.
Okay.
Within the body. Morphine, a very popular pain reliever. And
feels good.
Endorphins are a pain reliever from within your body.
Oh.
That's what endorphins do. They're a neurotransmitter that are produced by your brain for pain, stress, or in the case of pleasurable activities. The nerves signal when you have pain or stress or whatever, nerves signal your brain that you need some pain relief. That releases the endorphins, and it blocks the pain signals in your brain. So endorphins are responsible for pain relief, stress reduction, and mood enhancement. Now, the happy feeling that people get is not actually from the endorphins, though. Endorphins walk hand in hand with dopamine, which we've probably all heard of. So endorphins actually go into your brain into an opioid receptor. And I do use that word that you're going to think of like opiates, like drugs. This is why people do drugs. They chemically cause the same thing to happen in your brain that naturally occurs with things like endorphins.
Right.
So when the endorphins in your brain bond to these opioid receptors that are the pain receptors, those release dopamine to boost your mood. So it's a combination of the endorphins and the dopamine that are making you happy.
While you're running.
While you're doing
just in general
things.
Okay, this is in general.
You can get endorphins by exercising. You can get endorphins by eating dark chocolate. You can get endorphins by listening to music, unless you're Steve.
Yeah, sorry, Steve.
Yeah.
You can get endorphins by hanging out with the Blathering and having a good laugh.
Unless Ken's in an angry mood.
You can get them through volunteering if you enjoy that. You can
helping people.
That sounds made up. That sounds made up. You sounds like you made that one up. You're great, Addie. That sounds like you made that one up.
Yeah.
You can get them through massage and acupuncture.
push back.
That's exactly what you should do.
Apparently through eating spicy food.
But not later.
And you can also get them by repeating positive affirmations.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's like people do Reiki and that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's a key thing. The spicy food thing is not surprising to me, Steve. But the problem is dopamine does turn to poopamine. And I think that's another science. Steve doesn't like potty humor. Okay.
That's close to wordplay.
It is close to wordplay. Jen Miro in chat says cheese endorphins are real. I trust her. Okay. All these make sense. Honestly, Addie, this really does make sense. The dark chocolate thing does not. Dark chocolate is the worst thing in the world. Dark chocolate is a fraud. Why dark chocolate? Do you know? I'm putting you on the spot. Yeah, I know you might not have this answer.
So it has to do with the fact that there are compounds in the chocolate like phenylethylamine.
See, that's why it's so bad.
Which I'm sure you've all heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the stuff that's on the drug boats that they're blowing up in the Caribbean?
You know what? If they were blowing up dark chocolate, I'd support it, Steve.
It also contains tryptophan, which most people are familiar with for being the thing that causes you to be sleepy after you eat too much turkey. But that is a precursor to getting serotonin, which is also important but it's because of the chemical compounds in the dark chocolate that releases the same happy brain chemicals that things like exercise and listening to music, and it's all about getting the happy brain chemicals, Ken.
Getting the chemicals going. All this is making sense here. Now I will do a little. I want Addie to have her moment in the sun here, but yeah, I know. See, Ranger Donald says dark chocolate is real chocolate. I know, but it's a fraud. They should not have the word chocolate on it. Chocolate has been overtaken by Hershey's. And it's a lie to tell a kid, do you want dark chocolate? And then you hand them a stick of bitter chalk. It is a lie. And Dark Gundam is right. Dark chocolate is the IPAs of chocolates. And Steve, you're an IPA guy, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. Then you agree.
I don't like fancy beer. I'm a bit of a basic bitch when it comes to beer.
Brady says next thing Ken is going to say black coffee is bad. It's horrendous. Black coffee is horrendous. It is dark chocolate in liquid form. Brady, I can't wait to get you drunk on the 19th. All right, Addie, thank you for allowing me that blather. Please continue with your science lesson.
So the last thing I'll say is on the right-hand side of your screen is the structure for a beta endorphin. There are actually 20 different over 20 different types of endorphins in your body, but beta endorphins are the most common.
Yeah, Addie, in this administration, we don't recognize beta endorphins.
Could you talk about alpha endorphins?
It's also important to realize that all of these are actually hormones. So we think about hormones just in the sense of like estrogen and testosterone, but endorphins are a hormone, cortisol is a hormone. All of these are hormones, and they do different things to regulate your body, and in this case, your brain.
Could you please only refer to testosterone as man juice? Could you please follow those rules? RFK.
Don't do the same, but just don't do the same for estrogen, please.
That's true. Don't do that. So why? How did Runner's High dominate the whole genre here, whereas opposed to Chocolate High or Mexican Food High? Why is Runner's High the most brand associated with it, the biggest brand?
I'm going to take an entire stab in the dark at this one and say it's probably just because like you got those people who, like I said, I am a runner. I don't think I have ever experienced a runner's high. I have experienced the pride and satisfaction of like finishing a race that I fought really hard to get through or whatnot. But I would not I don't go for a run in the morning and come back being like, man, I want to run another 5 miles. Maybe I've misinterpreted what the runner's high actually is, because I don't experience this state of bliss. But I can say that like on the days I go for a run, I am mentally better than on the days I don't.
I think that's kind of it. I think you are right going, hey, runner's high is something in the act. But I think what you're talking about is the result of runner's high.
And if I'm
just dumb, but
if I had to guess, and that's going to be true for any form of exercise. If you go hit the gym and lift some weights, you feel better about yourself. You have that positive, boost. I think runner's high gets the whatever because good marketing.
Okay, yeah, no. Ranger Donald says, I never got the runner's high, but I did running high. Hey, almost wordplay, but I like that there. Narcolepsy gets skater's high. I think, no, you're right. It's the branding. It's the thing we most associated. But yeah, I get exercise, dopamine.
Skater's high, drummer's high. No, that's just narcolepsy getting high while doing those things. That's
true. It's hard to skate high.
Skaters and drummers, come on, those are the same things.
Brian Tiller was a skater. I'm going to ask him in the next Moon Agers team meeting if he ever skated high. I will
also say in some quick research, the term runner's high was first coined in the 1970s, and that was during like the boom of running as a recreational activity.
That's true. It was. And then the 80s came with jazzercise and everything.
Yeah.
That's probably the next. Okay. All this is great. It all makes sense. And I think it's a reminder to go seek out the things that make you feel good, Steve, and find that high, safe and modulated. I can't do the running. Addie, what do you do to battle shin splints?
Well, I don't run the whole time.
Sounds controversial, Steve.
So I subscribe to this thing called the run walk method.
I've heard
where
of it.
I run for a set amount of time and then I walk for a set amount of time, and it's meant to help elongate your endurance because you don't go out too fast and hit the wall and all of that. Like it helps you rest so that you can keep going. I think that helps. I also do yoga and stretch, which shin splints are mostly going to come from your calves being too tight.
Oh yeah, everything's too tight in my body.
So muscles working too hard because they aren't properly conditioned.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't. It's not even that I can touch my toes. I can't even think about touching my toes. I'm just constricted. Just a bunch of angry at people on blue skies constricted.
From what I understand from distance runners who have done it for a very long time, it only is bad. Like the idea that running is bad for your knees, and the people can't see me, but I'm using air quotes in that sentence, is entirely predicated on you only run, you don't do anything else, and you don't take care of your body after you do it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, by that case, everything's bad for you. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Like Olympian Jeff Galloway is still running in his 70s. Running wasn't bad for his knees. Like
most runners I know eventually, like obsessive runners, eventually die of a heart attack mid-run at 62. That's most of them. Most of them.
Whenever
they don't do the run walk.
And I start, I do like a run jog, and then as soon as a car goes by, I start like running again. Or turns the corners, walking the dog, I'll start running.
That's called vein running.
Yeah, I'm very familiar. But as soon as I get tired, I like just start feeling like I will get so ashamed at myself and be like, I just started going up the hill. Like, think of all of my ancestors that came before me that like had to like chase down their prey like on their feet, and here I am like struggling to get up the hill. Like I'm not even worthy of all these niceties that I have. And the other thing was I was convinced that the runner's high was like a sex thing. I thought it was just like a runner's got horny after the main thing.
It's possible. You're feeling good, all these endorphins and all the dopamine hits.
I mean they do talk about the Olympic Village being
that's true.
Yeah, see, exactly. And all those, like, you know how every commercial you see, whether it's for like athletic wear or shoes or like every other prescription is like people running and like people exercise, beer commercials, people exercise. I just imagine all those people as soon as like just all having sex afterwards because all the endorphins are flowing and everything.
Yeah. I think you're on something.
I personally can't speak for that, Steve, but you've never met people who drink like runners.
Yeah.
Won't they all just drink the Club Ultra because it has like
most running clubs end at pubs, and everyone drinks a beer when they're done.
And then they go to a fuck palace, Steve.
Right, exactly.
AKA the Olympic Village. All right. I appreciate this, Addie. Thank you. Go back to watching your Buccaneers. And are you going to
enjoying an adult beverage because I'm celebrating?
I like that. It's good. You celebrating some schoolwork? It's like you graduated. I said that like she graduated elementary school, Steve.
You put it on the fridge.
A+ gold star hung it on the fridge.
You got it. There you go. Perfect. Addie, you going to be around Saturday to defend your crown, or when do you travel for holidays?
That is the plan. I will be here on Saturday to defend my crown. I will have gotten my flu shot and my COVID booster that morning, so all good. We're going to hope for the best.
All good. All right. So that means Saturday for I Know This Christmas Movies Edition 3, I'm going to need a challenger or two to challenge Addie, who's kicking ass. Addie, thank you so much. Get to finishing that drink.
I will. It's very blueberry vanilla cider. Very delicious.
Okay. I'd try that. All right. Thank you, Addie. We're going to get Jared the Time Pilot in here. I'm going to do some quick Game of Thrones, and then we're going to do some picks. So there you go. What mic do you have, Jared? Because I can hear everything you're doing now.
No, you can't. You can't hear shit. You're deaf as fuck. Who are you talking about?
Now,
what are you
okay,
talking about, Willis?
Now you sound like you're using Cal's microphone in a cave.
What are you talking? It's on the good mic. You shut your mouth, young boy.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna give Steve a break. Steve, go get a beer, and then you and I can talk some Game of Thrones.
Sounds like fun.
There you go. How much exercise do you do and get high from, Jared?
Oh God, I haven't. I used to rock climb and snowboard and skateboard, all that. And then COVID happened, and I got old, fat, and lazy about it. So
okay,
and my doctor keeps telling me to start doing shit again.
Yeah, you should. You should. You're in the fours, aren't you? You're in the fours.
Next month.
You're coming up on the fours.
Yeah.
This is my big lesson for Alden. Turn into the 30s. Start moving now. There we go.
Yes,
all right.
Laser.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yes, Laser. I am. I'm like a Ken today. I'm also in a. I want to be here, but don't want to be here. My bed's right there. My neck is sore. I'm
sorry. I'm glad you're here, though. Yeah. We're gonna do this.
Let's do it. Go for it.
Yeah. As he likes to do, Jared calls in to ask a question or two about Game of Thrones as we go through our Game of Thrones rewatch. And we are up to one of my favorite episodes in the series, though it does take place in what I often call my least favorite season of the bunch, though I do love them all. That is season 7, episode 4. Jared, we are going to go loot train hunting.
Yes, we are. We got episode 4, The Spoils of War, written by D&D. And directed by Fantastic Four director Matt Shakeman.
Oh, that's right, Matt Shakeman. Yeah, Shakeman. Yeah. I forgot that.
Basically, his only theatrical credit. Everything else is TV for this gentleman.
Okay, good to know. Interesting.
So we got a nice short, pretty, compact episode tonight. Just the big thing, obviously, was the loot train battle. Danny coming in hot, and Dothraki just having fun and giving Tyrion shit because his people can't fight.
Yeah.
But one of the fun questions I thought of while watching this episode was actually up north in Winterfell when Littlefinger is talking with our boy Bran and giving him the dagger and whatnot, and he has a line where he goes, "The knife that cut your mother's throat, unfortunately, I couldn't stop, but I would with my own life if I could have." My question is, because he's always saying how much he loves Catelyn, would Littlefinger have actually taken that knife for Catelyn?
No, absolutely not. No. Maybe at one point when the whole beginning of it and how he got the big scar in his stomach and everything, that was maybe part of what he felt then. But I think at that time, no, he would have had her killed if it would have moved him forward, and that was probably part of what was going on here, part of what he started with her sister and the letter and everything. So I think on some level, this is what I love about Littlefinger. I think at some level he believes parts of these narratives and lies. I think that's what makes him so good at what he does, is he totally believes everything he says enough that it convinces other people, but then he has no connection to any of the words.
I completely agree. As I was thinking of the question, I'm like, if I was to ask Littlefinger this, he would say yes and believe himself. Then you put him in the moment and you go, oh, no, my friend.
Yeah, no, he'd flip it around. But great stuff in that episode there. Any other main questions before I start just going crazy with my love for the loot train sequence?
The only other thing was how this is, I feel like, when the fandom, I hate to use the word, start to turn against Bran, but really all the Bran the computer jokes kind of started to come out from this episode, mostly because of the mirror scene when she goes, "You died in that cave because yes, I don't need your help anymore."
Yeah,
run along
now.
And that makes me so upset because Bran was my favorite storyline. The magic was always what got me. The politics are great in the show, but the magic was my favorite part of it. And just like I felt like the setup was there. It's like, bro, he's more than a computer. Like he downloaded his 3 Eye Raven software wrong. It was the wrong Excel file.
Yeah, it's a little corrupted. Yeah, part of why I love doing this Game of Thrones rewatch series here is not just to go back and look at the themes and talk about those things as much as I love it. It's also kind of relive the moments and everything around the episodes. And I think you're absolutely right. This season, and definitely I think by this episode and beyond, has a lot of moments that the conversation around the show started to turn. Right or wrong, better or worse. I'm not here to relitigate all that kind of stuff and get grumpy about the fandom discourse. I just say, yeah, this was the moment where the episode ends. And there's big things that I think the next day aren't being talked about because of the end of the episode. But by the time the next episode shows up on Sunday, it's like, yeah, Bran, kind of a jerk, huh? And that kind of was what we were talking about on podcasts and everything. I'm with you. I won't say the Bran storyline is my favorite, but I actually really love Bran as a character, and I get the lore of his story and what he plugs into, and the Three-Eyed Raven, the Blood Raven, all that stuff is some of my favorite stuff. Just book and show kind of combined. I love this. I think it's one of my favorite Game of Thrones moments in terms of like a chilling moment. Yeah. Is when Danny goes into the cave with Jon, and there's sparks between them. There's things going on, aunts and nephews, whatever. But that when he shows her the wall paintings and he's like, the enemy was always real. Yeah, that moment, that line, it's similar to like Yoda telling Luke, like, you will be. Right. And it's all that lore of the children and the White Walkers and the Night King and all that stuff. And I think Bran's dead smack in the middle of all that. So I always have an affinity for Bran and think he's the right choice for king later on. But yeah, you can't deny that this was part of this episode's legacy and the season's legacy is everyone going, enough with the Bran. Right.
Made me so upset back in the day at the fandom. But anyway, dragon make thing go boom. Yay.
So this is, I love this episode. And I was reliving it tonight, just watching it for the first time. This episode, this battle, the Loot Train battle, succeeds in so much. And I don't want to just talk about in terms of pro wrestling, but I will use pro wrestling terms. It does such a good job of putting the Dothraki over. It does such a good job of putting Danny the dragon over. You're a dragon. Be a dragon. She's losing. She's just dropping teammates left and right. Her advisor she doesn't trust. And we're meant to root for Danny in this moment because it's Lannisters. Now, this is as Dan and Dave talk about, and they've talked about in the extras at the end of the episode. If you want to rewatch that and refresh yourself, like they talk about how this battle is unique because it's got like main event stars on opposite sides, and like maybe if you don't even root for Jaime, you root for Bronn. We like Bronn, but he's fighting Lannisters, and I remember really thinking, Bronn doesn't necessarily have a place in the story. They moved him around a bit, and I think to a bit of to the character's detriment in season 8. But he could have gone. He could have died. So I just remember, like, I'm holding my breath the entire time. Do you your first viewing of it? Take me back to that, Jared. Were you like me, just forgetting to breathe for 10 to 20 minutes?
Oh yeah, there were some definite moments. I thought mostly either one of the Tullys might have gone. I figured that was a safer bet than either one of our main. But honestly, the first time, if I'm being honest with everybody, they almost got me with the Jaime when he started running. Yeah, Tyrion's telling him, "You fucking idiot! Flee!" And he doesn't. I'm like, ooh, is it? Do they give Jaime a hero's death right here? And no, it's just that shallow lake goes from 3 feet to 50 feet real quick, but we don't need to talk about that either.
Well, that's next week. They move out, they swim out, they go in. But yeah, and that's also too going forward. There's more of those kind of questions being thrown at the show. But in terms of the moment, I love the choice. I love Jaime just looking around like at the devastation and going, I could end this. I could end this. Maybe at the cost of my own life, but I can end this with one spear shot. And exactly. I love that moment. And I love everything. This episode is very much about, you got the great stuff with Arya and Joseph Quinn, one of the guards, not letting her in, returning home. Sansa's like, who is this person that's returned home? And I know we got some stuff coming on with Littlefinger a little bit later as he tries to play them against each other, blah, blah, blah. We'll get to that. But and there's that great shot of Brienne of Tarth seeing Bran, Arya, and Sansa like walking together, and Podrick has the, Catelyn Stark would have been so happy, but it's not the same, right? No one's the same. Arya's this cold-blooded killer. Sansa's the lady she always wanted to be, but they acknowledge the long journey to this point. And I think this is the show having, we as viewers, we all know the long journeys that everyone's had to get to this point, including Dany, including Jon, and including Theon, and all this stuff. And so it's like we're having these grand reunions. And then the character pool is shrinking as the show goes on, but it's not the same, and I mean that in a good way. And everything's kind of different. But I love the loot train sequence because there's such a great choice for me. One of my favorite moments reliving it is they're having Dick on, the great Rick on, Dick on. Bron's laughing. I think these two moments come together for me, much like Hard Home beginning the sequence of the final big Hard Home sequence, beginning with the dogs barking in the distance. It gives me the nerd chills now. One of my favorite Game of Thrones moments of just the dogs are barking, and as viewers, you're like, that's not good. And then the characters slowly reveal. Bronn having the like, hold on. And It's him, someone who's connected to the land. He's not a fancy boy. And to hear that, and we have been since season 1, episode 10, but since season 1, episode 1, we've been kind of waiting for Dany to get on a dragon in this capacity. We see it a little bit at the end of season 5, right? And we got, but we've been waiting for this moment. And so when everyone else is telling her to pull back, and she's kind of like, nah. And that Theon showing up, and then where's the queen? She's gone. And then you go to this moment. It plays out so well. It's one of my favorite nerd chill moments. The Dothraki coming over, watching them fight, watching them jump on their horses. The use of the Dothraki in episode 2 or episode 3, Long Night of season 8, frustrates some people. I get some of it, but to me, it's just good pro wrestling. They got put over in a big way, so that when they get destroyed by the White Walkers, you know what enemy we're facing there. But
Exactly.
that's then. This is now. I love the sequence. And it's kind of over the top looking years later, Jared. I don't know how you feel watching it today. I'm like, it's an over the top. Even the Jamie stuff's a bit over the top. And Dany lands and pulls the thing out. Like, I get it. It's fun. And I was transported back to that first viewing and how my breath was being held. The tension was tight. It was a fun sequence.
Oh, definitely. Actually, upon the rewatch, now that we're so far and waiting for season 3 of House of the Dragon, what this episode did was remind me of Rook's Rest in season 2 of House of the Dragon, where specifically Jamie and Kristen Cole, the similarities of neither one of them had seen a dragon in war. Then all of a sudden, their men are ash. You try to tap a shoulder of a soldier, and it's just crumbles and just the absolute horror on their faces. And one funny note that I always like to think, because we brought up earlier when all the Stark kids are there, and they're always like, "Oh, this is so beautiful," and not one of them mentions their fucking brother Rickon. Like,
yes.
Yep, all the Stark kids are great. Hey, it sucks that our brother took an arrow through the chest, right?
Yeah. That's true. Rest in peace. Final note of this episode, like I said, this is one of my favorite episodes. It's got a lot of cool things and cool scenes. Like, I like the Dany Jon stuff. I even like kind of Davos being obsessed with Missandei in a way, though Liam Cunningham did pull back on how far they wanted to take that. He didn't want to be the creepy old man, but it's still, there's these kind of fun moments. I like all that. But this sequence is built. This episode is built on the sequence of Loot Train battle. But it is for Dany the beginning of the end in ways. When you go back and you put it all together, and I think again they're setting it up that way. We are rooting for her here. It is a awe-inspiring moment. There's that one shot of the side and the Dothraki are running in and the dragons flying over. It's epic, great. And it's why we wanted to watch the show. So we are even pulled up in this, like, yeah, Dany, you go, girl. Right. And not that maybe you didn't. I didn't say that out loud. I thought it in my head. You go, girl, from like 1993.
No. We were all rooting for her. We definitely were
rooting for her. So that when it comes up again, you're watching Tyrion, you're watching everyone, you're watching Jamie, going, "This is this is really bad, you know, and war is bad, and they all live these lives, but it's something different. It's this weapon of mass destruction. It's setting us up for what's going to happen, and I think this episode's good for that.
I'm not huge wrestling guy, but to keep the wrestling motivated, it's like setting her up as the great, you know, baby faces of the day. Your
because she is.
Your Hulk Hogan's, and we're gonna watch that heel turn at the end of next season.
A heel turn that in watching this, I was watching this episode tonight. I was like, I'm always on Danny's side. I don't think she did right. I think society done her wrong. And John's telling her, like, they'll never take a Southern queen. They'll never take anyone. They'll never take a woman. They'll never take this. It's all being set up. And she has the, fuck it, I'm going to go do what I should do. And we're like, yeah. But then that plays out, and it's all downhill.
It's like one of those, she's righteous, but we don't necessarily like her tactics.
There you go. All right. Well, that is season 7, episode 4. Next week, we got some more dragon fire as Danny starts to lean in to being the dragon there. So we'll get to that next time out. Jared, thank you so much, my friend.
Always. You guys stay safe. Have a good one.
All right. I see. I don't want to talk Star Wars, Steve, but we do have breaking news.
We do. Yep.
From the Video Game Award, the Game Awards are going to know. New Stars video game, Fate of the Old Republic. Awesome. I hope everyone who enjoys playing that game has a good time.
Well said.
It's a spiritual successor to KOTOR. I'm out.
Were you didn't play KOTOR back in the day? No.
I've not touched it for 1 second. I'm not into it. Not into it.
Not your cup of tea. That's
not my thing. And not my thing. But I think it's time to get to it. You know what I mean?
They got to address it. They got to get to it. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, Ethan says we can talk about it in the chat. Yeah. Sure. You can talk about it. I want people excited. Did you play KOTOR?
I did.
Yeah.
I was a big KOTOR fan as a kid. I tried playing KOTOR 2 on the Blathering Gaming before my computer blew up. But yeah, I like the MMO. Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO that was kind of like sequel to both of those, but it was just different. But the story in those games is a lot of fun. And I like MMOs, so that's kind of my the gameplay works. I like MMOs.
What does MMO stand for? Magnificent,
massively multiplayer online.
That it's not
So
really
it's
massively.
World of Warcraft.
Is that the word?
Well,
no, I know what they are.
Massively multiplayer.
Massively.
Online. Massive multiplayer online.
Steve, that's stupid.
I think that's right.
That's not official scientific word.
That's right. Someone,
Massively.
Brady or someone will tell me. Someone will tell me that's
yeah. See, all right. So I'm trying to be honest. This is where I'm at with Detective McCrassel. Detective McCrassel says I'm not excited for it. Honestly, I get the feeling all the wrong people are excited for all the wrong reasons. That's kind of where I go with Knights of the Old Republic, which is not fair because you liked it and you're not an a-hole.
Yeah.
In fact, when we hung out in Chicago, we talked about this for hours. So you're not an a-hole. But it's some of that energy. It's why I don't love people obsessed with like the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars series or a lot of people in the 501st. I think they're at the party for the wrong reasons sometimes, and I get really grouchy about it. I'm not a person that gets grouchy, Steve. You know that.
Yeah. So I get the I see where you're at as far as like the people who are really attached to like that story and why they think it should still be important and the way it's been. I think they take a little bit too personal the way it's been treated by Disney and the canon, and I think there's a lot of weird things going on there with how they feel about the ownership of Star Wars in general.
Right.
I think there's a big Venn diagram there, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Right.
I agree I'm just a nerd that likes turn-based like RPGs, and they put a Star Wars flavor on it, and it was really cool. And I liked World of Warcraft, and they gave me a Star Wars version. I was like, okay,
yeah,
thanks.
no, I get it. I get it. I haven't loved the Star Wars video game since Battlefront 2. So that's when you start to have to kind of like, this isn't my arena, and in keeping with what we do at Force Center, I'm not here to yuck yums too much. And I'll let people have a good time with this, and we'll talk about it on Force Center Monday. You know what I mean?
Tune in.
There you go. All right, let's do some NFL picks, and then we got some calls. We got JMB. We got Cal's probably going to yell at me. I don't know what the fuck I did, Cal. This is going to tell me I did something wrong. But Cal did give 5 memberships tonight, and I really appreciate that. There, thank you, Cal. I hope everyone knows I love Cal, right? Everyone knows that. Yeah. Okay. But here's the thing. Yeah, Brady's saying we need a Star Wars Madden game. Yes, we do. And I have pitched it for 10 years on Force Center. Does anyone in my audience know how to make video games? And then we could pitch it to fucking Lucasfilm. The pod racer game.
Pod racing. Okay, that's what I was making sure. Yeah. Give me pod racing. Give me pod racing Gran Turismo. Yes.
With career mode. Imagine you get to hire drivers. Yes.
Need for Speed Underground pod racing. Yes.
It would be one of the best received Star Wars games.
Yeah. Why is this
all
hard?
time.
Why has this not been made? What are we doing?
Ethan's right. Yeah. Ethan's right. Maybe AI can make it. Maybe we can. Maybe we can do.
Yeah. You just trained it, Ethan. Way to go. It'll be out tomorrow.
By the way, I used AI tonight, Steve. I want people to so the thumbnail I made tonight.
Plug into your banking app.
I know. I went to. I use Pixlr to make my thumbnails, and it has like AI stuff that I've never used. So it's AI image generator. So I went and typed Mickey Mouse smoking a cigarette, and it was like, you're not allowed to do that. It's not within our guidelines. So I typed Mickey Mouse smoking a marijuana cigarette, like I'm 1950s. And
you thought that was gonna work, but
and it denied it. So then I wrote, give me a picture of Mickey Mouse smoking, and it created a bunch of pictures of Mickey Mouse burning from the inside. And eventually, eventually I just said Mickey Mouse cigarette or something like that, and then that abomination popped up. So I used it, and then but it was weird. It had names on the bottom, like it was the artist. So I was like, "Is this the artist that we're stealing from?" And then I just typed Donald Duck, and this was like the third picture that came out. This two-faced Donald Duck. So, anyways, I'll use that to make the video game.
Yeah, laughing at it, not with it. I guess if we can.
Oh yeah, no, I was like,
you know what I mean, that's how. That's all.
I knew I wanted the thumbnail to be about the AI, the Disney open AI stuff. Right. So I was like, fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go use AI. I'm gonna use it for the first time in this regard. I don't use it in this regard. I use it occasionally for research and outlining.
No, I know. The fact that it just stuck it like in Mickey's
and so I think so. Ethan's right. I think I'm gonna go make me a Star Wars pod racing game with career mode and just see what happens.
There you go.
Let's do some quick NFL picks, and I got calls from JMB, Cal. Ethan called it as well as Vednik. All right, big weekend. But as we talked about on Monday's show, I'm 35-35. Freaking point spreads, man. You and your degenerate gambling buddies are screwing me.
We got to make money somehow, Ken. We got to make money somehow. But listen, it's 35-35. We're going to call this the week of reckoning here at week 15. You're coming down to the stretch here, at least in the regular season. I mean, you pick all the playoffs and everything, but we do keep your regular season record recorded in the Hall's history. Okay. So, anyways, wasn't a good week last week, 1-4. This week we are all anew. You have 5 games. We will pick your Dolphins last. Are you ready?
Let's do it here. We're going to Mile High. We got Packers at Broncos here.
Packers at Broncos. Broncos are a 2.5-point dog at home, which I think is an interesting line there, especially if you're like me and you like to bet home dogs. This is a juicy one.
Broncos won last week, right?
Broncos won last week over the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. Broncos are on the rise. A lot of people looking at them like, this might be a Super Bowl team. This might be Bo Nix, the shortest name in NFL history. Bo Nix. Not yet. Not yet, Buckaroos, which is the team playing tonight. The Packers are going to win, Steve. The Packers are going to win. Packers going to Mile High. Jordan Love takes a oxygen hit and big game. Teams historically, remember, I look at the NFL with my emotions, right? And teams do this. They do take the step forward. They always take a step back before they finally become the Patriots of the 2000s or the Chiefs of the last few years. So not yet. Speaking of one of those teams, the Lions took a big step back this year from their great season last year. They're traveling to SoFi Stadium, home of my bank account, one of them at least, with the LA. That's the Rams.
That is the Rams. Yes,
they got to fix these. They've got to fix these LA logos. They both look too similar to me.
Give them different colors at least. Why are they both blue and yellow?
Yes.
I know they're different shades, but like for
You're
the love
so
of God,
right.
throw some red or something in there, right?
You're so right. Okay.
The Lakers are right there. Why are one of these teams not purple? What are we doing?
Yeah. Remember the LA Kings used to be purple and gold too. Then Gretzky showed up. Lions, Rams. So yeah, and Rams are favored. Rams are favored.
5.5 points. The Rams are they're the current betting odds. I think the Super Bowl favorite. Matthew Stafford is the MVP favorite. The Lions are shaky. 5.5 points is kind of a lot though. So
it's a lot. You know, I don't want to offend Laser Bolt again tonight. He does say the Lions got Stafford's number, but I got to tell you, I just don't believe in the Lions as much as I did last year. I'm going Rams. Going Rams at home.
Rams at home with those points. All right.
Right. And then we got the Shitification Bowl. Ravens and Bengals.
This is the Is Joe Burrow Really Back Bowl.
Right.
2.5 point line here with the Bengals is another home dog. So I thought that was a juicy little line. Dogs are always fun to bet on. And the Ravens are one of those teams that, talk about the wheels falling off as far as what happened this year. But both of these teams are they're in that hunt graphic with you. And if they want to have a chance to stay in that hunt graphic with your Dolphins, they have to win.
So I've got to start manifesting, Steve. I've got to start manifesting. And this is it. This is the manifestation begins. I've got to take Bengals. Dog at home. I got to take them. I got to have Baltimore go to 6-8.
Yeah, I was just saying because the Bengals might be mathematically out because they're like not really actually in the race, but the Ravens are actually in that race with you. So you gotta rate for those. You gotta root for those Bengals. Okay.
Yep. All right. Then the manifestation continues. We got the Buffalo Steinfelds going to New England to face the Nada Belichick's and Patriots favored at home. Wow, look at the Patriots rebuild. Patriots rebuild's going strong. Steven, I'm not going to mess around here. It's going to be the Patriots.
Taking the Patriots. You're getting a 1.5 again. Another juicy home.
That could screw me.
No, that's good. You're getting a 1.5. So if the Patriots lose by a point, you still win if you take the Patriots. Okay.
I'm taking the Patriots.
This is a great pitch. This is a great pick to take the Patriots at a 1.5. This is the Josh Allen respect. This is the same reason why the Rams are a 5.5 point favorite. That's because that's the Matthew Stafford respect, right? This is the reason why the Chiefs are favored in their game this week, even though they probably shouldn't. I don't even know who the Chiefs are playing this week. We didn't put them on the line. Oh, they're playing the Chargers, and I think they're like a 5 point favorite, which is again like what is it? So
they're 6 and
that's
7.
what you're getting. But he's on the road, so it is a good pick. 1.5 points for the Patriots. I think this is a good pick. Patriots are good again.
I think it's going to be a good game, but I think the Bills season needs to completely collapse. I'm manifesting, and Steve, this is the biggest challenge for my manifestation. My Miami Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins at 6 and 7, the best 6 and 7 in the league, traveling to chilly Pittsburgh on a Monday night. Oh boy, what do we got in this game?
Monday Night Football. Yes, the Steelers are a 3-point favorite at home against your good guy, Miami Dolphins. And it's the playoffs have started for the Dolphins. It is you need to win everything, and other people have to lose. You got to do your thing. Yeah. Steelers beat the Ravens last week, but the Steelers have been all sorts of weirdly up and down. Aaron Rodgers looks like he gets to beat the shit out of him every week, and he looks like an old man playing quarterback at this point. He kind of is in football terms and football years. So we'll see. I mean, if that you got to break that. Tua's got to win a game in the cold. He's got to do this. He has to win a game.
Hold on.
It's like okay.
He did it last week. He did it. He's 1 and 7. 1 and 7. It was below the 40-degree line.
Okay, let's keep it going then. You know what I mean? 1 is okay, 2 is a trend or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's keep it going.
3 is a pandemic.
Not going to get any warmer is all I'm saying.
No. So I'm gonna. So I showed my math here for the video viewers. I've left it blank. Usually before I tell you, I write it down, so I hold myself to it. I got the Dolphin hat on. I love where we at the season. Getting rid of our GM and everyone kind of rallying around each other. I'm back on the keep McDaniel train. Full stop, no questions. Keep him. I think he saved his season. I think he's connected with that team. I love watching the behind-the-scenes locker room clips. These guys love each other, and they kind of have this attitude of everyone else started to hate us, everyone else gave up, so we only had each other. Breaks my heart. It makes me cry, Steve. Oh, my God, it's moving. It's moving. This is the best heartwarming story in the NFL. No one else believes me. Every instinct is telling me that the Dolphins will lose this game because this is what they do. December in the cold with things on the line. Steve, this is what my team has done my entire life as being a Dolphin fan. Marino leads us. We're 11-3. Next thing you know, we end up 11-5 because December hit and we had to go to Buffalo in the snow. And then we go to the playoffs and Buffalo, Thurman Thomas runs over us in the snow and the fish freeze out every time. Last week was a little different than the Jets. But Steve, that's why I've got to manifest. Dolphins are going to win this game. In fact, I'm so confident the Dolphins are going to win this game. The Blathering will have an early start time Monday because I'm going to be sitting down and watching the game. So stay tuned for that. That's my picks.
Okay. Good to hear. Taking the Dolphins, no surprise there. You're getting 3 points. So I know you think they're going to win outright, and we're rooting for you, but you are getting those 3 points for the picks. Patriots, Bengals, Rams, Packers, Dolphins. You're 500 on the season.
There we go.
The week of reckoning.
There we go. And look, and I'm going to offend Laserbolt a third time tonight. Anyone not rooting for Rivers is a monster. I cannot stand Phillip Rivers. This guy breeds like he's repopulating the earth after a flood. And I cannot
thinks he is.
Yes. And I cannot stand these kind of Christians. He won't swear. So he's an asshole on the field. He's an asshole on the field, right? You watch these clips of him shit talking everyone, but he's always like, gosh darn gee willikers. Oh, my spaghetti's burnt. And I'm just like, it drives me effing crazy that this guy is lauded as a winner when he's out there with his trad wife and they have 9 kids and he's a grandfather. It's creepy. It's creepy, Steve. And it gets into political stuff because this is, you got to breed like the earth that needs repopulation. And Laserbolt's 0 for 3. Or maybe I'm 0 for 3 with Laserbolt tonight.
Like, all I know is I'm legitimately concerned for his health from the standpoint of the guy hasn't played football in 5 years and he's like 44 years old, and that's really old in football years, and he might just get like annihilated by a 21-year-old defensive end who weighs 280 pounds and lifts 500 free weight. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is the bad idea. And
I've liked the Colts this year. I like what their owners do. Phillip Rivers was a great quarterback, by the way. He was great. He was really great. But I agree. I don't think Cam Newton was as great, but I agree that Cam Newton's like, I didn't retire. I'm 36, man. And not for nothing. I know his career is done, but Colin Kaepernick, I think, would probably be better than Phillip Rivers at 44. But we'll see. I predict Tom Brady comes back next year.
Yeah. Do you think she called him? I mean, here's the thing. Well, damn it. She's married. That makes all of this like so much harder for her. Because anyway.
But Brady's an owner. Like, he owns the Raiders.
He could sell his stake in the Raiders and buy him again in 2 years. He might just have $350 million from Fox. Like, that doesn't matter.
You absolutely are right. You know, that's when we hear the news that he's selling he's coming back. He's gonna come back.
That whole thing of it is just so overblown, as if these guys are just like, as if these super uber rich people are actually beholden to things like contracts and papers. Like, don't no, he owns part of the team. Get out of here.
Get out of here, Brady. Get out of here. Let's take a call. JMB. It's been a while. How you doing, JMB? Come to life, JMB.
There he
is. Napzok.
JMB.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, he died. He died along with Brand Stark. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for calling in, man. It's been a while. Oh, he disappeared.
I think
JB. All right, let's bring Cal on. Kingsport Cal. You're in the driver's seat.
Am I muted or what? What's going on here?
Nope.
No, we hear you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hey. What's going on, Ken? No, I just want to know, since you I've got a couple of questions anyway.
Okay, could you choose 2 of the 7?
I said couple, which means 2. Ken.
Okay,
Anyway,
yeah.
Since you're such an avid fan of Superman, I remember when it came out, you were raving over it. You
Love
loved
that.
it.
Love that
Okay.
film. Yeah, love
Okay.
that film.
Did you love it enough to watch today? The the Supergirl trailer came out at
Oh, no.
12 o'clock tonight. You didn't watch it?
I did not. I was not aware of that. I will watch it because Millie Alcock as Supergirl was like one of my favorite parts of the film, and I'm a fan of her work in House of Dragon. So I'm excited to see the film. So yeah, I will watch. I just didn't know today. I walked my dog twice today, Cal. Okay, I was busy.
Well, I mean, it's. I mean, I'm sure you'll watch it, but I'm just saying it's got some of the vibes. It's got that same vibe.
I'm there for it.
There's a lot of discourse. Of course, this is the internet. There's a lot of discourse as soon as it come out. It's just kind of like a teaser trailer, and people are already losing their fucking mind.
Stop watching the discourse channels. That's how you can get rid of discourse.
Well, no, it's not just me. I don't have to watch these channels. I only watch a few. I dare say a couple of movie related news channels, and I don't even have.
That's two.
Yes, and I don't even have to watch those to see this discourse online. I mean, you can't escape it if you're especially if you're in certain circles and stuff like that. There's no way you can get around it. You're going to see it. People are going to comment. People are going to say stuff.
Okay.
But,
all right.
you know, it's all right. But anyway, I want you to go watch it. I think you'll enjoy it.
I'll watch it. I'll let you know. Okay. All right. Next question, Cal.
Well, the only other thing was, I have to preamble this for a second. I went to the supermarket today. Well, I went to the grocery store. And what, Steve? What is wrong with you?
What's the difference? Okay, hold on. What's the difference? What's the difference between the supermarket and the grocery store?
There is no difference. So, I don't know. When I was a kid, my mother said grocery store, supermarket. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the same. I don't know. I equate that as the same thing. Anyway,
if you're going to a Ralph's, that's maybe a super smart. If you're going to Ted and Bertha's Five and Dime, that's a grocery store. I can see the difference. Okay. What's your question? What's your question?
That's the place we went to get food. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if it's the area that I'm in, or it's just me being a crazy person. But do you ever, when I go through the supermarket, and I'm getting my stuff, I feel like I don't even feel like it. I know people are looking. They look at me, and then they look at my basket, my cart, my basket, whatever it is, to see what's in there. You see what I'm saying? Do they do that? Does that happen to other people? It feels like it just happens to me.
I mean,
they look at me, they see me, and they look me up and down, and then they look in my basket to see what I'm buying.
Are we? Let me ask you this question:
how does he have this much money to buy what he's?
Yeah. Okay. So this is So have I experienced it? No. Have I looked at other people's carts? Yes, but not. Curious. Curious.
Why? Why do you care?
Why are you judging Cal's grocery cart, Ken?
But see, the dividing line here is, Cal, is it seems like you're describing an experience that I can't have because of obvious reasons, where you're being treated a little bit. Your cart is being judged in a way that I would deem inappropriate.
Yeah.
Where I'm just going, oh, did that guy get snacky cakes? What are those snacky cakes? That's all I'm doing. Well, I'm not judging. I'm not judging the man. I'm actually, if anyways, taking stock to see if I should do what they do.
Well, hiding in a cereal box. What's under there? What are you ashamed of carrying around the card? What are you?
Steve, you are not wrong in saying that. I've actually hidden some with other food to hide what I'm getting, because I know they're going to look into my basket or
what kind of food
and see what I'm getting.
What kind of food are you hiding? What kind of food are you hiding, Cal?
Well, I'm not. Well, you can't hide a watermelon, kid. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway,
look, man, I'm Larry David. I'm Larry David. I'll have these conversations. All right, you're my JB Smoove. Do you feel that there's a racial quality, that there's some people just assuming that you have things in there, or are surprised that did that black guy have quinoa? Like, are you facing that kind of thing?
It does, and I don't want to feel like I'm trying to promote some stereotype or whatever, or promote me being angry about this, but it's just little things that the other people, as in white people, this goes into your, anyway.
I know, I'm happy. I think this is a valuable conversation. When I go to the grocery store and I put spaghetti and Twinkies and noodle, like, no one's judging me. You might face that because of the dumb world we live in. So I'm interested in this, and what can we do to solve this?
That's what I'm saying. That's things that y'all don't notice that happen because it doesn't happen to you. And you know what I'm saying? And so it makes me mad. It doesn't really make me mad. It just makes me actually just disappointed. And you know, I'm just putting stuff in my car. I'm shopping. I'm doing my stuff. First of all, people just look at you like, especially if you go to a better. I don't know how to say this, but a not an outlet grocery place.
Sure. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And they're like, first of all, they, without even looking at your car, you'll get the "Why are you here?" look, which I like to call it. You know, it's like a look. It's hard to describe, but it's like a look like, or it's like a look of shock or surprise.
Sure.
That I'm there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they look. Then they immediately look at your cart to see what you have in your cart. They just immediately look.
Remember, we live in a world where Ryan Coogler, the director of Marvel films that were very successful and popular, was arrested at his own bank for trying to deposit or withdraw a high dollar amount, which he had earned from his wonderful work. And he was detained, that obviously that cleared up by the police. This is the kind of fucked up world we live in this is to me what you're describing, Cal.
And I can also do another, when you talk about Coogler thing, I can do another thing with that. You know, if you have a credit, a debit card, your bank card, it's got a chip in it. Sometimes when you put that in to pay, that chip will not register.
Right.
And whatever. Okay. So when that happens to me, they said, well, once you put it on credit. And I'm like, I don't use credit. I've never used credit. I never owned a credit card. This is a bank card. I have money in the bank. I just have to swipe this little chip a little bit, put my thumb over it to let it register a little bit. You know what I mean? Just put it on credit because you ain't got no money. You see what I'm saying? That's the way it comes off to me.
This is Steve. Don't you agree? This is a valuable conversation.
100%. And this is
okay.
Yeah.
So, Cal, here's how we solve this. One day when I'm in Tennessee, we're going to go to the grocery store together. We're going to get two separate carts, and then we're going to switch them at one point. And I'm going to have everything in your cart, and therefore no one will judge you for what's in your cart. And you can just buy, looks like you're buying Twinkies in the other cart. And we'll work this out together.
Well, I mean, if you want to think of it, not just with racial wise, you talk about Twinkies and other stuff like that. If you want to put it on a different way, I assume that bigger, I'm not saying that you're a big person, Ken, that's not what I'm saying. But I assume it kind of goes this way, that bigger people, when they shop, people that, they might look at their cars to be like, oh, well, that's a big person. That's why they're buying this. It's kind of the same thing. It's in the same vein.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
But
it's different.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Colin Cowherd once explained this on his radio show. I thought, and I don't love everything Cowherd says, but I agree to this. We live in a world where if you're driving and you look over at the car next to you and it's someone that is, quote, overweight, and they're eating in their car, you think, look at that slob, just eating. They can't stop eating. But if you look over and it's a thin person and they're eating, you go, what a go-getter. Combining meals and travel, they're getting it all done. And that's the problem we have in this world. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just something that it's just one of those things. It's just the observation thing, but it's not really an observation thing. It's just something that happens that I know that not a lot of people in other different walks of life.
But but my guarantee, if I'm looking in your cart, Cal, it's because I'm thinking, what does he have that I don't, that I should probably get?
That's what I'm saying. That's another part of it. It's like
All
what
right.
can he get that I can't afford? And then they get angry, especially when I'm in the checkout line. Then they get
Right.
angry, especially if
Yeah,
I'm
well,
ahead of them, and then
they
then
might
they really start looking in your
they
cart
might just
because
be
you're all
angry
still
because you said you had a couple questions and it was probably more than that. But that might be
whatever,
there you go.
Ken.
All right.
Whatever, Ken.
All right.
Anyway,
All right,
those are
Cal.
my 2 questions. I'll
I
see you
love it.
later.
I think it was a
To take
valuable
your
conversation.
time
Oh, hey,
on this show that you asked us
what's
to
going on?
call into.
What's going on? Cal, did you listen to the previous episode where drunk Brady called in and
Yes,
launched a new segment called Ask the White People? Did you see that?
Yes, and I have a question, but I have so many questions for that. I was here for that one, Ken. Anyway, but I would have reserved those questions for
right.
Silly Saturdays.
Let's
until
do
I get
that.
tired
I
of
want
doing it. Until I
Silly
get tired
Saturdays.
of doing it.
Okay, Silly Saturdays.
Yeah,
I want you to
I'll
ask the
reserve
white
those
people a
for,
question. All right.
I've got a good one keyed up.
Okay.
I think I've asked it before, but that was probably like 2 years ago. But
Okay.
I think I've
Let's
got
do
a
it.
good one, but I
Okay.
think I've said it
All
before.
right. All right. You're gonna go and enjoy your night. All right, buddy.
All right, man. I'll see.
All right. I love Kingsport Cal. That's why I launched the show. Cal and I solved racism in grocery stores today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Or you just completely opened a whole new can of worms, and now everyone's going to be like, "Oh, and you just opened I'm going to be so self-conscious about what the hell's in my cart now." I already hide all. I asked the cereal box question because whenever I go grocery shopping with my kid, and she's like sitting in the front thing, I hide all the junk food and any of the sugary shit. I hide it all under like the big boxy stuff because I don't want people to think, "Oh, he's buying it,
feeding the kid."
Yeah, and all the vegetables and the breads on top. Yeah.
Okay. All right, J&B's back. Let's take a quick call. Football's on. I want to go watch it. J&B, you're back, baby. What's going on?
Ken Napzok, the pit boss,
Mm-hmm.
and producer Steve. How are you all doing today?
I'm worried about you. Are you okay?
Well,
are you okay?
I, as you know, am the tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
Okay.
Chunky like a
monkey.
Funky like a monkey.
Funky
Chunky
like a monkey. Yeah, funky like a monkey.
Nerd. That boy needs help. I'm just here today to see how you guys are doing.
Okay, what's your Macho Man? What's your question?
I have no questions today.
No, that's Steve. Macho Man. No. Steve and I did not announce this officially yet, but there's going to be a penalty for calling into the Blathering and not having a question. I don't know what the penalty is going to be. It might be that you have to go grocery shopping with Cal, but so Macho Man, what is your question?
My question today is, how does producer Steve, keep his hair so silky and nice?
That's a great question. Macho Man, that's a great question.
Some help here.
Yeah, Macho Man, you have stringy hair. Steve, what's your hair routine?
Yeah, so I condition every time I shower. So I shower at least once a day.
At least once a day.
And then, well, and, working out and all that kind of stuff. I'm one of those people, like, if I work out, I have to shower. Like, period, end of story. I can never go to bed. I just have to shower afterwards.
I'm sometimes a 3-shower-a-day guy.
That's a lot. See, I can't do that with the hair. That would dry the hair out.
You don't wash it every time.
Right, but you say that, it's so hard. It's harder than you think to do that. And also, I hate the feeling of like taking a shower, but then my hair never getting wet. I don't know. It's just like a weird.
No, get it wet. Just don't put shampoo in it. Do I need to go to your house and show you how to shower? What's going on?
No, this doesn't. No. I'm telling you, if you get the hair wet and you don't shampoo or condition, then it like dries it out differently. It's a whole thing. When the hair's
I had hair down to my my belt. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, but anyways, I shampoo like twice a week. Condition every other time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Don't wash your hair every day, kids. Don't wash your hair every day, kids.
Careful.
Water stuff. I think that's Macho Man. Did you enjoy that answer, Macho Man?
I did appreciate that, Ken. And Steve, I think I'll try that next time.
you Macho Man in heaven, Steve, is going to change his shower routine. There you go. That's how you do it. That's a great question. Thank you, Macho Man. I appreciate calling in.
Hey, while we have a line to heaven, Macho Man, can you not just like go up to the big guy and be like, "Hey, can you just like wave your hand and give me different hair?" You really have to like condition and all that kind of stuff up there. That kind of sucks. I didn't think that was
complicated, producer Steve. The man's busy.
Heaven is complicated. Heaven is complicated.
All right.
Thank you, JFB. I appreciate you.
See you guys next time.
Right. Detective McCarl says you have to shampoo daily. You don't. It ruins your hair. Don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. Take it from someone who has no hair. McCarcel.
Yeah, well, it dries out your scalp too. Like,
So, yeah, don't do that. Don't do it.
Top your head itself.
Really bad for you. All right, that's it. Steve, football's on. I'm gonna go. Okay, Brady's fucking with us at this point. Who's Macho Man? Get the fuck out of here, Brady. Go drink again. Go have 2 more drinks. He's a white guy. I'll tell you that much. Kinda weird. I don't know. It's hard to explain Macho Man.
Macho Man to me is one of those characters that just exists like outside of time and space. He's just like a character. You know what I mean? Like Godzilla and Mr. T. And
there you go. All right, we're getting on out of here. Steve, thanks as always. We'll see you Saturday. And early time Monday. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to watch the Dolphin game without anyone in chat bothering me. That I'll be honest. I didn't want to. I was like, I can just do my normal time. The game will be on the back. And then I was like, in chat, people are going to be like, oh, H-Head fumbled. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. So that's what's going to be. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. I am out of here. Thank you all. I don't want to do like a last message of the show, but I was thinking about this. Thanks for letting us hang out. Thanks for, letting us be loud and scream. I was really grumpy today. I've been grumpy all day. Nothing to do with you all. Nothing to do with anything, but it's a grumpy time. And so we all are dealing with that. So take a breath. Tomorrow, feet on the ground. Go outside for a second. Don't put headphones in. Don't even put bone conductor headphones on. Just go out, listen to the sounds of the world, connect with everything around you, check in on your friends, say hi to the people in your life that maybe you haven't heard from in a while. Be there for other people. We'll see you next time. Peace all, as Tully says. That's it. Bye-bye.